Anyway, moving on the same, kind of on the same topic, in a way, because we were talking about, how Smile actually did the best at the box office this weekend. Well, it's like we were saying, it's because we're in October, where it's that time of the year, and to kind of follow into that, Hocus Pocus 2 is now the biggest Disney Plus movie ever released on their app, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. I was laying down in bed yesterday evening, and I heard my wife watching a movie with my daughter, and then they just started it, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you guys watching?" And she's like, "Hocus Pocus 2." And I'm like, she's like, "You don't want me to watch that without you, do you?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to see it. Don't watch it without me." And I'm glad that I didn't let her watch it without me, because apparently everybody's watching this. And I know it's a more of a family friendly, Halloween movie, but I think it also shows again, how October puts us in this whole different mindset, man. We are so different. Like me and you keep talking about how, we overload ourselves with horrors during this month. And with where most other months, I don't overload myself with movies or anything like that, in the way that I do now. And so I think that kind of is for more than just us. I think a lot of people feel it's October, it's time to be scary, it's time to, and I think this shows a lot with Hocus Pocus being, we had Black Widow come out. Now, keep in mind, Black Widow did come out in theaters and on Disney Plus, but we had Black Widow, we had, Soul, a Pixar movie, Luca, a Pixar movie. These are big family movies, made by Pixar, arguably the best studio making stuff, and even those didn't do as well as Hocus Pocus 2. Shane, you've had some time to check this out. I don't know if you've checked out the trailer. I know you've seen the first one at least.
Yeah.
And I know you weren't too thrilled about seeing this, but now what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Now that it's I was going to check it out anyway, because why not? It's Halloween, but
right.
Now it's become a thing that I have to check out. I mean, if it's the most viewed Disney Plus movie ever.
Right.
That's insane. Right. I mean, you listed off some great contenders that I thought for sure.
Right.
Anything Pixar, I believe, like, oh yeah, 10
for
years
sure.
that will
for
stand.
Sure. For sure.
It's going to touch that.
Right.
But like you said, it does go show the power of Halloween. To me, Halloween is very much like Christmas, where you get that child like experience. When you're scared, you're like a child.
Yeah.
You get under the covers.
Yeah.
So it is almost kind of like that Christmas experience, and it's also something you can share with your family.
Yep.
Like Christmas.
Yep.
It's a time not to only watch new stuff like Hocus Pocus 2, but I think why this was so successful as well is because now you have parents that grew up with Hocus Pocus 1.
Right.
Going Hocus Pocus, probably
just
1 and 2.
Just like my wife.
Exactly.
She wanted to watch it with our daughter because she loves Hocus Pocus.
Exactly.
And so I think you get a lot of that too. Yeah.
Exactly. So now, it goes beyond just a family-friendly movie. It's a family experience of something we're passing down because we become, this type of generation now. And I love that. I like the shared experience
for sure
that we have with cinema and television. I think that's the power.
It's our culture.
Exactly. Yep. It's our culture. And so, instead of passing down, your great-grandmother's necklace or something, now we sit down and watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Right. Which is great. That's
so
awesome.
I can understand that,
I can't wait until we get the Christmas Vacation version of that I can watch with my daughter.
There you go. Is Chevy Chase still up for it? I mean, we got to make it now.
I don't know. Something we didn't talk about is we should talk about here in a little bit is the Community movie being made.
Oh yeah, we definitely should make that.
He's not doing that.
Well, they hate his guts.
Well, yeah, who doesn't?
So, but
and he's so old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really old. I mean, I remember when you first showed me some of those episodes of Community, and I had never seen it before. I remember immediately thinking, "Oh my God, how is Chevy Chase still acting?"
And that was 10 years
then,
ago.
right? Yeah. So to think of him doing it now, but anyways, off topic. But yeah, Hocus Pocus 2. I'm probably gonna check it out tonight. Shane, what do you think?
That's a great idea. I won't be on the show tomorrow. You'll have another guest here, but I wish I would have watched it last night so we could talk more about it. But yeah, I'll probably watch it tonight now because it's the biggest movie in America, right?
Right.
And you got to imagine that Disney Plus numbers probably, would equal box office numbers if they were in the box office.
I mean, it really is. It is mind blowing that this is number one. I mean, it's crazy. It really is.
Especially since they have all the TV shows and
right. And it's so, it's such a quirky, weird thing. But I think your point was the best. Is that it is kind of this thing that. Your points proved with my wife and daughter that, she wanted to show her this thing that she loved so much. And, my wife has always talked about, and when we get around to October, it's like, oh, we got to do Hocus Pocus. And I'm like, you could probably do that one without me, and I've seen it. I only seen it just in the last few years. That one time she was watching, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I'd never seen Hocus Pocus. It's definitely, a
family movie.
Yeah, it is for sure. And it's not a bad movie, I wouldn't say, but it's just probably not for me. But also, I didn't have a daughter, which I have now. And, sometimes just watching my daughter watch things that she enjoys is just such an experience. Because, again, movies are such experiential events. And just being able to sit down and see, it's kind of like when she got addicted to Toy Story. There's these moments. I just watch her. She's watching the movie. I'm just watching her. And there's like that moment where, Buzz gets the like dead fly on his helmet. And he's like trying to scrape it off. And I look over at her and she's like she knows, that it's funny. And like, just that is so cool. So it is definitely one of those things you pass down. And it's proof positive too that Disney's aware of this. Like, we've had a Lion King remake. We've had we're at Toy Story 4 where, they know that we, especially as millennials, I was born in 1992 and, Toy Story came out in 96, so it was my childhood, and to think that I could potentially take my daughter to a Toy Story movie in a couple of years is awesome. And not only to take her there, but it still be good and still it work for me as an adult, which is what Pixar does so great. And I know this, isn't that, but clearly it's hitting those notes. It's doing those same things, and it's making people, excited to see it, and it's making me excited to see it.
Well, there's something special about, especially after so many years, bringing back a cast, a full cast.
Definitely.
You got all three actresses back.
Which is
for this
amazing.
film. Absolutely. I mean, that's a lot of the appeal of, even why you went back for Twin Peaks, for season 3 or anything that's been Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is super successful. People love that show. Well, it's because it has this built-in audience, and it's been dormant for so long that people can't wait to see what these characters are not only like now, but what they're past.
What they've been up to.
Exactly. And I don't know if I'm sure everybody works this way, but a lot of times whenever you fall in love with a TV show and like a main character or a side character or whatever, and that show ends, you want to follow that character, that actor, to the next show.
Yeah.
Regardless of what that is, just because, something draws us to, to fill that in. You don't want to leave it. So, of course, people are wanting to come back, see Hocus Pocus 2. I already kind of wanted to anyway, but now, you got to. In fact, everyone out there watch Hocus Pocus 2. Enjoy it.
If you haven't already.
Because
it sounds like most of you have. So it's really cool, though. I'm glad, really what I wanted to draw the most attention to, because, again, I just love it so much, is that people love October. People love Halloween. People love scary movies. We all love scary movies. Something we've always talked about, Shane, is it doesn't take much. It doesn't got to be great. It doesn't got to be good. It doesn't got to be anything in particular. Just scare us, And with this, I don't. Obviously, it's not quite that way, but still, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm gonna check it out probably later tonight, and maybe when we have you back on the show Monday, we'll talk about it, and discuss, what we thought about it. I mean, what's your thoughts on the original Hocus Pocus?
I mean, when I saw it, so you said you were born in 92. I was born in 83. Okay, and it came out on 95.
Maybe.
Maybe 93.
92?
Yeah, it was. I was
the year after I was born. Yeah, 93.
So yeah, I was 9, 10, and so I it was fun. It had a little boy and a little girl. So both.
Relatable.
Relatable. My sister loved it. I loved it. So it was something that there wasn't too many things my sister and I could agree on. So something like this was a perfect movie for us. So yeah, we watched it all the time as kids, especially since it always, got us in the mood for Halloween. And at that time, you got to dress up. And so, a follow-up question to you talking about your daughter. Any costume ideas? Are you guys doing costumes?
Okay, so
Maybe Hocus Pocus.
So, I have my preferences of what
Okay.
I would like her to be. So she's kind of in love with Toy Story, right? As we were talking about earlier. And I would like it to be if we could do something like as a family. So we were thinking like, okay, well, like I could be Woody, my wife could be Jessie, and my daughter, what would she be? And it hit me, and ever since then, this is what I'm stuck on: the little green alien. Yeah, right.
That'd be a cute
That's
costume too.
Perfect.
That'd be a really cute
But
costume.
also, part of me, as a parent now, wants to see her in like one of those like little pumpkins, like those little cheesy
Yeah.
ones that
You gotta
when
get
they're
pictures
so
of those.
little, right? Yeah, when they're so little, they don't even know what they are, so they don't care. And here in a few years, she's gonna be like, no, I don't want that. I want to be this. And so right now, I get to make that choice. So I don't want to mess this up. This is like a big decision. So I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. That's high on my list. I mean, she's only a year old. She'll be two this December, and last year she was Moana, and at the time, I mean that's like all she knew and cared about was Moana. But now she's into so much. She loves cars, she loves Toy Story, she loves Hulk. I could see her wanting to be Hulk. She loves Spider-Man. She's a big Spider-Man fan. So yeah. But I would love to do the little alien. And when I was a kid, I used to have one of those toys. And when you'd squeeze it, the eyes would pop out.
Come out.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I really loved it, and it reminded me of like a dog chew toy. But but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Hocus Pocus. Yeah. We're going to check it out. We'll talk about it again on Monday, guys. Let us know down in the comment section. What do you guys think about Hocus Pocus 2? Are you excited for it? Have you already seen it like everyone else has? Or are you going to check it out soon? Let us know down in the comment section below what you guys are thinking.